So can AI use your photo, name, signature to create something new? Yes. Like I mentioned, it can use your eyes, your friend's cheek, your somebody else's eyebrow, somebody else's forehead line, hair, and create a new avatar. It's the train the brain kind of a philosophy. Hello, everyone. My name is Bhriti Mackdani, and I am the advocate for the creators. I started my journey with writing, and that's how IP became my forte. After 12 years of writing, I shifted my journey to law, and IP has always been my forte. Right now, I'm at Tinnats. I lead the dispute resolution and IP team at Tinnats. But yes, I call myself advocate for the creators. Today's topic is artificial intelligence and personality rights and the emerging jurisprudence related to that. What is personality rights? These are rights of an individual to control the commercial use of their identity. In simple language, if I have to tell you, you have to be an individual and you have to have a commercial use of your identity. That's how you define personality rights. Example क्या आएगा इसमें? Name, image, likeness, your caricature, your signatures, even your voice. We've heard, I'm sure all of us are into news and we are listening every day कि क्या होता है, कैसे होता है, how the celebrities are protecting their personality rights. But in this session, I'll tell you that it's not only celebrity that has personality rights, but a normal individual too. So, personality rights, think of it as a keep out sign on your persona. It ensures that your photograph is not slapped on a billboard or the catchphrase that you are using on a very day to day basis is not sold on a soda without your permission. So likeness, I just want to mention that likeness elaborate karenge. So it also talks about your biometrics. It also talks about the caricature that you make, the gifts that we are giving these days to each other, the cartoons that we are telling ChatGPT to make for ourselves, to have a small memory. Yeah, and the signature, your voice, the caricatures, all of this are a part of likeness. So we all know who these celebrities are. Dhoni is known as Captain Cool. That is what it defines him. So ये उसका likeness हो गया, ये उसका name हो गया. Shah Rukh Khan is known as SRK as well as King Khan. So that's his likeness, that's his signature, and that is his name also. Dwayne Johnson, very well known for his WWE fights and then now in the Hollywood movies. He's also called The Rock. He has actually trademarked his name to The Rock. Similarly, धोनी ने भी अपना कैप्टन कूल नेम ट्रेडमार्क किया है. Going forward, Mr. Bachchan, we all are aware, he has not only trademarked his voice, his signature, his name, but he's also gone to the court to get injunction for his personality rights. So also likeness mein there is silhouette that can be protected. So for example, Usain Bolt, he's a athlete and unka jo the signature pose hai that he has gone and he's got it trademark. Even SRK, the famous SRK pose, yeah. So he's not trademarked it yet, but YRF and he both have the right to trademark it. Again, we are well aware how we get Air Jordans. So Michael Jordan ka Jumpman pose that has been trademarked to protect that pose. That is his likeness. Going back to what I said earlier, your caricature, the gifting articles that are new these days, the caricature, the baby के जो हाथ और पैर भी आप लोग मतलब the people these days are keeping as memory, the foam and the material sand used, all that are likeness. So personality rights. What are personality rights? Uska nature kya hai? It has dual nature. It protects two different but overlapping interests of a person. All right. Number one, dignity, autonomy, and the third part is commercial value. In the first line, where you see their dignity and autonomy, so every human being has their dignity under Article 21. All right. If I have to define the word autonomy, I would say that autonomy is when you decide how you use your photographs or your voice, how can it be copied, or the image can be used for advertisement or being released in public. I'm just giving a small example. Today, in our Instagram age, whenever we have to upload a photograph, so we choose, अरे ये वाला photograph अच्छा नहीं है, इसमें मैं अच्छी नहीं दिख रही हूँ, this one is better, my background is good, all that, we have the choice that comes under Article 21. That is why we have the right to dignity and autonomy. But the second part, the second nature of personality rights, which is the commercial value. Today, I have an Instagram account, I have the dignity and I have the autonomy. But what is my net worth? It absolutely depends on what net worth you have and how much of the commercial value it brings to the photograph that you're putting. For instance, Kusha Kapila, I'm just taking names of celebrities so that you understand this much better. For instance, Kusha Kapila or Prajakta Kohli, for instance, when they started as a content creator, that time they didn't have that much net value. But as their followers increased, their photographs, their attitude, and their way of talking, that created their net value. And that's how whatever you upload, if it has a commercial value also, then it is your personality rights that can be protected. We all know this guy. This guy is a Pakistani person, okay? And in one of the ICC World Cup, when Pakistan और इंडिया के बीच में मैच चल रहा था, this was the pose that he gave. So, and overnight this guy and his meme became viral. It became viral. Okay? So does it mean he does not have dignity? No. Although he's a Pakistani, he has human rights. So उसको आर्टिकल 1 ऑफ द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन नहीं लगेगा, बट ह्यूमन राइट्स में ही हैज डिग्निटी. बट डज ही हैव ऑटोनॉमी? Did he have the right to choose where his photographs are used and memes as memes? No. And did he have any net worth or commercial value to this that he could use and he could earn? No. So that is why he became a meme. But यही जगह पे we all remember the concert where the CEO was caught. He has dignity, autonomy, and commercial value. That is why that never became a meme, and he became a meme. Okay, so we all know Mr. Ambani. So if you see clearly, there are many photographs of his जिसमें सिर्फ background change करके डाला है, ठीक है? Mr. Ambani has dignity. We all have dignity under Article 21. Okay? He has the autonomy, the right to choose which photograph of his goes on which platform. So if you say the DNA India, if you see the Hindustan Times, and there's one more, Reliance Industries, all these 3, 4 photographs are the same, only the background has been changed. So he has a right to choose. And of course, commercial value, we all know his net worth. All right. In India, the dimension is rooted in Article 21 of the Constitution. Therefore, the personality rights protect a person's control over how they represent, the protection from humiliation, distortion, and misuse of their identity, protection of their personal integrity. But all these celebrities, the commercial and property nature, so they have this dimension of publicity because they are big, they have big net worth. That is why they have the right to publicity, to right to publicly show their likeness, image, and other personality rights. Okay? So this aspect treats personality as a valuable economic asset. So famous personality invest their years in building their brand image, their goodwill, and public reputation. That is why it is valued more and they have more of commercial value than a normal human being. So their identity, not only Mr. Ambani, but had the ICICI World Cup may instead of the Pakistani सिटीजन के जगह पे अगर हमने अनुष्का शर्मा का कोई फोटो लेके मीम बनाया होता, ठीक है, सो दे विल यू लूज अ लॉट ऑफ ब्रांड वैल्यू. That is why it affects them more. So celebrities ka identity becomes commercially exploitable through advertisements, endorsements, films, merchandise, and digital avatars. If someone uses the celebrity's likeness for advertising without their permission, it causes economic loss to them. So does every human being have personality rights? Yes, every human being has personality rights, but there is a catch. For every human has a right to privacy, ठीक है, under Article 21. But you don't need to be famous to stop someone from invading your private life. But for celebrities, they also possess the right of publicity, which is commercially based, and like they have commercial value to their assets. Therefore, a common person usually cannot sue for the loss of endorsement money because legally speaking, their face does not have that much market value. So this slide is self-explanatory. When we talk about primary focus of only right to privacy, we can protect our feelings and honor. So tomorrow, when somebody is trolling you or sharing your photographs, making reels of yours, some photograph and sharing around, you can still sue them. But you can't sue them for personality rights. You have to sue them for dignity, invading your privacy, for sharing, for misappropriation and all. But when there is a public commercial right involved, the primary focus changes to protection of the economic value. The second point, again, legal basis, we are every human is protected under Article 21 of the Constitution. But when personality rights come into the picture, you also have intellectual property and common law. Who is protected? Under Article 21, every citizen is equally protected. But for personality rights, it's mostly celebrities and public figures. Okay, can we transfer our right to privacy? No. But can we transfer our commercial assets and commercial right? Yes. So right now, for instance, Mr. Dhoni, when he thought of coming up with his biography, or rather Milka Singh, when he wanted to, when a movie was created on his honor, his biopic, so he had to license his brand. That's how it is transferable. Otherwise, right to privacy cannot be transferred. Again, coming back to the can post-mortemly right to privacy be continued? So for an individual, no, it ends with their death. But the commercial right can be inherited by their heirs. So Mario Miranda was number one caricature and artist in India. So unfortunately, he's no more with us, but his heirs have been taking over the commercial right. Similarly, MF Hussain, commercial rights have been inherited to his legal heirs. Going back to personality rights, what are the laws in India that protect the personality rights? Article 21, Section 38 and 57 of the Copyright Act, the Trademarks Act, common law, which is tort of passing off. If you have a lot of assets, then you can always use this. This has been used in the case of a jeweler case. We'll come back to that. What is artificial intelligence? It is a branch of computer science that enables machines and software systems to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence, such as learning, reasoning, problem solving, understanding language, and decision making. So, it's a very funny story, you know. In 1956, there was a group of scientists who met at the Dartmouth conference in United States. Okay, that workshop was organized by John McCarthy along with other researchers. At this conference, McCarthy proposed the term artificial intelligence. So the term artificial intelligence was initiated in the year 1956 when the computer was coming or emerging as a new technology. That time, McCarthy also mentioned that artificial intelligence is the science and engineering of making intelligent machines. So, although we believe that artificial intelligence has come now, but it was already in the making from 1950. That time, computers usually handled the simple making, made jobs simple for human, and now it's just because it's in the form of app and software, that is why we feel that this is the new thingy. But no, artificial intelligence emerged a long time back. What are the types of AI? One is a generative AI that creates new content from the data that is already existing. They use the same data for training purposes. Like we have ChatGPT, we have Midjourney, we have DALL-E, we have Sora. The second type of AI is predictive AI. They predict outcomes based on the forecast possibilities. So, for instance, it's not only forecasting is not only about weather. So, if you're continuously buying crop tops, okay, so Amazon and Mintra will give you more choices of crop tops, or if you're into jackets, they'll give you more choices of jackets. So that's how they are forecasting it. Discriminative AI that classifies data. It distinguishes between categories. For example, Gmail. If there is a spam filter, if there are too many emails, so Gmail categorizes it between promotional emails, spam emails, and other emails and important emails. We have that star on all the Gmail. If it's important, you star it once, and then Gmail will accordingly segregate and star all the emails that is coming from those particular emails. If there is an email that you have starred, for instance, I have got Economic Times ka email and I have starred it. So Gmail will recognize it that I am reading Economic Times on everyday basis. So henceforth, whatever Economic Times email are coming to my Gmail account, my Gmail will automatically start starring it. That's how it bifurcates, discriminates my Economic Time emails from the other. I hope that's good enough an explanation. Then we have genetic AI that performs tasks for us. So like writing emails and all. So those are performing tasks. When you put a command and they are performing the task for you. Even a calculator does that. Then we have conversational AI that talks to humans. Those are dialogue based, interactive, like a Google Assistant and Alexa. These days, so I have heard there is an app for that can pretend to be your boyfriend or girlfriend also. You just have to create an avatar. Here, I would like the video to be played.
Hi everyone, this is just a reminder that you can no longer trust anything you see on social media. The creators you follow, the images you see, the videos that you watch might not be real. I can change my face, my age, my gender,
and even my voice without you knowing it.
In fact, I'm not even recording this video right now. It's all AI. Stay aware and send this video to a friend.
Alright, so you can now actually try on clothes using AI. Google just announced this feature and added it to their labs today, but basically as long as you have a full body picture of yourself with a pretty simple background, and then you go into Google Shopping and try on the clothes, it will AI generate a photo of you with that clothing hopefully fitting accurately. Seems like one of those features we all saw coming from a mile away, but now it's real. And it has some obvious upside. You want to see how the clothes are supposed to fit you before you actually buy them. It also has some obvious downsides, which is you should only use photos of yourself, but you don't have to. But yeah, I was able to just punch in kind of any one of these garments of clothing in the try-on section, and it worked. And it happily generated a photo of me in a dress. I guess we're gonna keep barreling towards this whole AI future, huh? Subscribe for more.
This is how I made my 2026 vision board using AI under just 4 steps. Step 1. I gave 4 to 5 pictures to Gemini where my face was clearly visible and used this prompt. Step 2. I wrote down all my 2026 goals and asked Gemini to recreate my pictures in those specific events like this Forbes cover. Step 3. I then went to Canva and assembled all these pictures on a 12 by 18 document. Step 4. Got it printed at a Xerox shop.
So what is AI doing? You are feeding it on everyday basis some data, and are they stealing your physical identity? No. Right? It is doing the three technical things it's supposed to do. One is pattern extraction. That is the learning phrase. So I'm not sure how many people of you use Chat GPT, but most of them use Chat GPT. Yeah. So what ChatGPT does is when you're feeding it information little by little, so eventually there would be a day when ChatGPT will answer you by your name, saying that, hey, so and so, thank you for this, and this is what your answer is. Yeah. So again, it is a pattern extraction where they are learning. AI systems are trained on large data sets. If the system has to access your, if you give them access to your photos, videos, auto clips, it analyzes patterns such as facial structures, expressions, voice pitch, speech, accent, mannerism. It tries to understand you. All right. The second step is model construction, where is an internal representation. After learning these patterns, what AI does is it builds a digital statistical model for itself. This model does not store you like a photograph, but it stores you like a mathematical probabilities. So on regular basis, if you're using Chat GPT, the Chat GPT knows that what kind of questions you will ask. Forget Chat GPT, Rapido. If I'm every day taking a Rapido from my house to my office, it will see every day what where exactly I'm going. And then at first it will give me a discounted rate. But eventually उसको समझ में आ जाएगा कि ये मंडे टू फ्राइडे ये स्पॉट ए से स्पॉट टू बी पे ही जाती है. Then they don't give you that kind of discount what they were giving you initially. That's how they train themselves. And the last thing is content generation, which is output stage. They generate a video of you, a video of X saying Y. So it predicts your facial movements, synthesizes the audio forms, and generates lip sync patterns, matches the emotional expression, and it creates entirely a new digital content that appears authentic. This is called synthetic media. So, yes, you are giving them permission. So, is it a legal disruptor? No. You are giving them permission for cloning your voice. You are giving them permission to create digital avatars of you. So it is absolutely your, without consent, the AI cannot do anything. But yes, AI is definitely collecting data. So does AI own your personality rights? No. Legally, you cannot sell your personality rights. It is tied to your human dignity under Article 21. However, you are granting them license. That's true. If you go to their terms of service, let it be Gemini, let it be Chat GPT, let it be a wardrobe assistant that you have put in, or a Rapido. Okay? There is a clause that says that you grant us worldwide royalty free sub licensable license to host, store, use, display, and reproduce and modify your content. After this webinar, I would request all of you to go back and check the terms of service or terms of use, terms and conditions. These are the terms that they use for these documents of every app that you're seeing. In fact, the mobile that you're using also has terms of use. I'm not sure how many of you are aware, but yes, that's the truth. And you actually give them the license of all the data that you're putting in that. Okay. So coming back to AI and personality rights, what does this mean? What does the clause mean in terms of use? It means that you still own your face, but you're giving them a free pass. So tomorrow, if there is a different avatar created using your eyes or maybe your father's nose, not father's, your friend's nose or some third person's lips. Okay? So they are creating avatars doing that. So the catch is what? That this license is often irrevocable as long as all this content and data is saved in their servers. So right now we don't know how to delete all this. from the apps that we have already used. But the best way possible is to delete from all servers. Like you can delete it from your phone, but it does not delete from the fingerprint that you have created all this time. But yes, you have to be sensible in using it. So can AI use your photo, name, signature to create something new? Yes. Like I mentioned, it can use your eyes, your friend's cheek, your somebody else's eyebrow, somebody else's forehead line, hair, and create a new avatar. It's the train the brain kind of a philosophy. The biggest issue of training AI right now. So many companies, unless you opt out or use a business enterprise version, use your uploads to teach their model what human looks like, what kind of clothes fit which body size, and how the voice should sound. So somebody when nervous stammers, somebody makes a lot of hand gestures. Different humans have different way to react to different situations. So that's what AI is teaching them. Companies are training their AI too. And yes, the what is at risk? Your likeness, your name, your signature, your signature symbol or a pose. Yeah, all that is at risk because in theory, an AI could later generate a synthetic person that looks exactly a mix of all thousand people that it has collected data from. Coming back to the laws of India, because we are advocates, we should understand how the laws of India work, laws in India work. So when it comes only to personality rights, there was Article 21, the Copyright Act, Trademark Act, and the Common Law. But now, because we are talking about personality rights and AI, the DPDP Act with the rules and information technology will also play a role in this. How and what situation, that you as an advocate will have to sit and find out how we can put it together to bring us the resolution or solution to our client. So in India, while the legislature has a primary role in making laws and statutes, courts also play a crucial creative and interpretive role in shaping, refining, and developing legal principles through their decisions, particularly in common law systems. So ICC Development International Limited versus Arvi Enterprise. This is a 2003 court case, which was ideally the first personality right case. So in this, the plaintiffs were organizers of ICC World Cup that was to be held in South Africa in 2003. For this purposes, the plaintiff created a distinct logo and also a mascot. On the other side, Philips, the company, what they did is they came up with a sales promotion strategy saying that Philips Diwali Manao World Cup Jao. And they made a picture of a ticket with a seat and the gate number saying ICC World Cup 2023. So, of course, the plaintiff went to the court saying that they are using our personality rights. But what the Delhi High Court in this judgment said that the right to publicity inheres in an individual and not with a corporation, because they were corporation, they cannot have right to publicity, and it flows from the right of privacy. So right of publicity comes from where? Right of privacy in Article 21. Therefore, a corporate entity cannot claim personality rights like an individual can. Also, after that ICIC ka judgment, what has happened is Sachin Tendulkar started licensing and assigning his image rights to his biography, Playing It My Way. Okay? Also, MS Dhoni then came up with his own biography. Then Virat Kohli also started doing it. So right now, MS Dhoni, Virat Kohli, Sachin Tendulkar, and many other cricketers also have commercially managed and licensed their name, likeness, image, personality rights, even signatures. Yeah, and signature poses. So, Justice K.S. Puttaswamy versus Union of India. This is the most famous Aadhaar case where the government started taking Aadhaar card numbers and Aadhaar card became more important than any other document. But the issue here was whether the right of privacy is a fundamental right under the Indian Constitution. Because everywhere you go, you don't have to show your Aadhaar card. My privacy is something that I have to protect. So ultimately, the Supreme Court held that the right of privacy is the fundamental right, and individuals have autonomy to control over personal aspects of life. That is how masked Aadhaar came into picture. And just out of context information, that everywhere they ask you for a photo ID, you're not necessarily to give your Aadhaar card. You can give them your driving license because that is also an authentic photo identity, or your voter ID. These two are also your photo IDs that you can give to places. But people don't know this. Everybody is giving Aadhaar card to everybody and everywhere. The famous Amitabh Bachchan versus Rajat Nagi and others. Amitabh Bachchan became very famous after he gave his big comeback in Kaun Banega Crorepati, and that is how people started selling lottery tickets on that name, and they started merchandising Kaun Banega Crorepati with Amitabh Bachchan's photographs and signatures and everything. So it violated his personality rights. Therefore, he went to the court and he said that I want to protect my personality rights. And Justice Naveen Chawla from the Delhi High Court granted an interim injunction restraining the defendants and others from using Bachchan's persona in any form for commercial gain without authorizations. This is very important. Commercial gain should not be there. If there is a commercial gain, then it becomes very difficult to prove that you're protecting your personality rights. Anil Kapoor versus Simply Life India and others. Why this judgment is very important is because for the first time, somebody pointed out that unauthorized AI deepfakes were generated, voice was intimated, and the use of the word jhakas. So that was the phase where everybody was using the catchphrase jhakas, okay? And it was ultimately pinpointing to Anil Kapoor. That is why he went to the court and he also got an injunction order. The interim injunction was granted to him and all. So, other than Amitabh Bachchan and Anil Kapoor, of course, Aishwarya Rai, Abhishek Bachchan, Salman Khan, Vivek Oberoi, they have also gone to the court to protect their personality rights, and the information is on public domain. Milder versus Ford Motor. So, Betty Milder, I want you to see how she looks. So, Betty Milder was a very famous singer of her times. And then what she had done is she had rejected Ford Motor Company to sing for an ad. What Ford did is they hired somebody else who could replicate her voice, and they released the ad. She went to the court, she got an injunction because they were selling the commercial or gaining commercial advantage by selling an ad that had her voice. Yes, we also have a voice protection identity case, a landmark judgment of Arijit Singh. We all know who he is. He found out that there were many AI companies that were coming up with softwares that could regenerate his voice. Not only his voice, they could regenerate anybody's voice. So KK's voice was also regenerated through that AI and all. But thanks to Arijit Singh, when he took this matter to the court and the court passed an injunction, all these AI creating, at least it's not stopped. You can still create Arijit Singh voice, but you can't sell it on a platform like YouTube or Instagram and monetize it. So here, musician Shankar Mahadevan uses AI to create song Rubaru. So here, why is he using AI and what is the relationship? As an advocate, you have to understand that under the Copyright Act, you have here he must have licensed his voice to the company. He must have no, he has licensed his voice to licensed the company to use his voice in AI. So Hugo Zucchini, he was known as a human cannonball. So he performed various stunts specifically for a circus, and where he was a human cannonball and he used to shoot himself. His brother in one of the photographs was the engineer who created this or who invented this entire setup. So there was a stunt that he was performing in Ohio, and he requested not to be shot, but there was a news company that shot it and publicized it and gained commercial monetization through it. So that is why they went to the court, and again injunction was given on this. How would you protect a celebrity client? By taking preventive protection. Inform the channels where the celebrities this is being used. Your step number one is to send notice. Okay, make sure all the takedowns happen at your level. Yeah, that's about it. What is step two? Legal remedies, civil court, go to injunction. You can also file a criminal complaint because copyright infringement is not only a civil but also a criminal dispute. How do you protect a common person? Now, if it's not a celebrity but your client is a common person, you have to take preventive protection. Ask them to read the terms of use. Ask them to understand what are they signing for. If it is a small artist, make sure that the agreements in the intellectual property clause have the language where their moral rights are not used, their personality rights are not given to the other company. That's the preventive protection. ठीक है. Immediate action क्या लेना है? Notice. And you have to inform them about the risk that is happening. And if need be, go to the court, because a court injunction order is always above everything else that you do. Very interesting case. This Matthew McConnell, this actor has gone. So there was a 2007 release of his, which has now become popular in memes, and the popularity has been regained. So what he has done is he has gone and he's filed trademark applications to prevent his likeness from being used by AI companies. So the entire video, his profiles, and his dialogue also of that particular meme, he has trademarked it. So now whoever wants to use it will have to come and take license from him. Yeah, very recent case and very interesting case. Whenever we talk about personality rights, we always think that high court जाना है या फिर district court जाना है. It should be IP commercial suit. No. Here, Karan Johar has protected his personality rights from YouTubers like Carrie Minati from putting a defamatory case. But ultimately, the goal is to protect his personality rights. Now, they cannot joke on him, they cannot imitate his character, they cannot talk about his coffee with Karan, whatever things. Yeah. So very important. As an advocate, you should know what your strategy should be to put the other party down. So in conclusion, all I have to say is that currently there are existing laws like Copyright and Trademark Act that provide some level of protection for the personality rights, let it be a celebrity or a human being. But however, these statutes are not entirely sufficient to address the complexities of modern personality violation. The Copyright Act, for instance, does not explicitly cover the personality rights, though certain sections may be interpreted to offer limited protection. In contrast, the Trademark Act allows an individual to trademark distinctive aspects of their persona. But Section 14 of the Trademark Act restricts the unauthorized use of celebrities' name and likeness, imposing legal consequences on those who exploit these elements without permission. Despite these, there remains a gap of comprehensive legal protection for personality rights. But let it be anybody, a celebrity or a normal individual. I mean, my name is Bhriti Mackdani. There are only 8 Mackdanis in entire India, and there is only one Bhriti. So ideally, I can go and trademark my name, and save my personality. But then trademark will come back asking that why you don't have a commercial asset to your name. Why are you trademarking? So as an advocate, you have to be very sure what kind of client counseling you're giving and how you can help your client save their personality rights from AI.
Bhriti, in the case of Ajit Singh, where the regenerated voice happened, in case it is not monetized, then it is not a violation.
If it was not monetized by the other party, so in that case, what happened? There was YouTubers who were monetizing it. You know how YouTube works: per like, per click, per money.
Okay.
Per money per click, sorry. Yeah, money per click. So if it was not monetized, it becomes very difficult to tell the court why they have been using it and why you want them to stop,
Okay.
because
Okay.
your claim has to be as per their monetization, what revenue they are earning. Yeah.
Okay. Now, in one video you showed where AI is talking about like, nothing can be trusted. We really don't know who the actual other person is. So
Correct.
using financial transactions over the internet can be as risky as like, AI can get all the data that we have about the OTPs and the passwords. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So recently, I was planning to buy Gabbit or superhuman ring for health reasons. So when you download the app, okay, I mean, what a app has to do with what your blood pressure is, what your this is, what your that is, data collect करके कहाँ पे डालेंगे वो लोग? Eventually, that is tied up with a pharmaceutical company to provide you better understanding of your human body. मोनेटाइज ही कर रहे हैं ना तुम्हारा डेटा लेकर.
Okay. So financial transactions can be really risky in a way, when AI has got that ability to get those data also.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So going back to your example, there are AI softwares or apps that tell you which stock is going to go up or going to go down. Okay? They
Mhm.
analyze everything what a human used to do at one point of time. Okay? But ultimately, they are forecasting that could not be true at all times, and all your data will be eventually leaked, attached to some other data which can be used. AI will has a lot of data that it can be used with you, for you, and against you also.
Encrypted data like passwords also, they can actually get hold of that.
So I had also taken a cybercrime webinar where I did mention. So like Indocin had come up with a thought that all your passwords should be in Devanagari. That is one of the
Wow.
thoughts, because what happens is हम लोग password क्या रखेंगे? I will keep my husband's name or my daughter's name or my son's name, and या तो वो लोग का date of birth. There are so many possibilities to
Mhm.
crack the code, because it could be either your date of birth, your anniversary, your some close ones. They have all data sheet with you with themselves. No, they can
Mhm.
connect.
Okay, last question. In the case of apps, you said like, we hurriedly possibly give sub-licensing rights to the app. Is that workable that we refuse to give rights and actually we have
Yes.
access? Oh, okay.
Absolutely, absolutely. So when I was not aware, there were some apps that have my data already.
Mhm.
But now, whichever new app I'm joining into, I am not giving them location. I am not giving them access to my contacts. I'm not giving them access to anything else. In fact, my new phone does not even have my bank app, because that's how the entire cybercrime has started. No, your phone gets hacked, everything gets hacked. So you have to stop giving permission to everything.
Okay, and the app can get used with these
Yes, yes,
limitations too. Okay, okay. Thanks, Preeti.
absolutely.
See, I've come across a case recently which I want to discuss with you. Now, there is a financial researcher who does research in stock. Now, he's well known in his circles, and somebody is now misusing his picture and his name in their YouTube and other channels, and they've made out other channels, and they're collecting money in his name. So how is he supposed to protect himself now? Because he doesn't know who these people are. So what should he do? Because this is monetary transactions are taking place, heavy monetary transactions taking place, and he doesn't even know anything about it. So his everything is affected. His job is affected. Everything is affected. So how should he take care? What under which act or what should he do?
So is this the channel on YouTube?
It is on YouTube, it is on Insta and in different channels. Yeah.
So he for number one step is he will have to write to YouTube and Spotify telling them that this is not my channel but they are using my name. Step number
But
one.
will
Step
YouTube
number
listen to them?
no, they only way. Sometimes I will not say they don't listen. Sometimes they
They listen.
really cooperate,
Correct.
depending on how big you
How
are.
big it is, correct.
But yes, yes. But otherwise, if they don't cooperate, the next step forward is to file a suit where you keep YouTube and Instagram on as defendants, and then they have to be answerable to the court of who they are, who these people are, what is the revenue that is being shared, and accordingly you can ask for your claim.
Thank you so much. And this suit, of course, will be under IP only.
Yeah, IP commercial suit in where are you located?
We are at Mumbai.
So Mumbai original jurisdiction is High Court only.
What are the opportunities for advocates in the area of personality rights? Can this be a niche area for practice?
It is a niche area, but personality rights. So ideally, category wise, you have to be a media and entertainment advocate, and under that, personality rights is not something that you get everyday case. In practicality, you will have to relate yourself to media and entertainment or trademark. So on practicality basis, a personality rights advocate will not help you unless and until you want to become a counsel or arguing counsel.
Can you give us the list of enactments that are applicable to the topic? I think the participant is asking the list of laws that are applicable in such matters.
See, you have to understand as an advocate, whatever the statutes are made, they all are made on the basis of the constitution. All right. So constitution में article 14, 19, 21. ठीक है. The golden triangle is the base of every foundation of every intellectual property rights. ठीक है. उसके अलावा your copyright act, your trademark act and tort of passing off. These four acts are what statutes that will help you. But because AI has come into the picture, the Information Technology Act and the DP Act, then these two also add on to the list.
With regards to licensing agreement, when entering into a licensing contract, what clauses are important and the celebrity should look into so that there is no future infringement?
So there are many clauses that you have to look at it. Yeah, intellectual property clause, where and the license again licensing में term कितना time use करना है, term अगर पहले खत्म हो गया. So it's a contract act question actually, but there are everything that you draft is relevant in that.
How to reach you if there's any issue just now? I think can they connect with you on LinkedIn, Bhriti? You're
Absolutely,
active on LinkedIn,
absolutely.
right? Yeah.
Like I mentioned, there are only 8 Magdanis and one Bhriti Magdani on LinkedIn. So you can just connect with me.
You mentioned about the Abhishek Bachchan case. My question is, why was it filed in Delhi? Abhishek Bachchan resides in Mumbai, so why was the petition not filed at the Bombay High Court?
So jurisdiction is what plays an important role here. Firstly, injunction order, because it's a global, worldwide reach, you can go to any court. Even if a song is wrongly monetized in Punjab, I can sit here in Mumbai and I can file an injunction order. Injunction suit, sorry. All right. And secondly, maybe he was well acquainted with advocates in Delhi. That is why he chose Delhi.
Thank you so much, Priti, for sharing your valuable insights. A very different topic that we covered today, and it is the need of the hour. Thank you so much for such an enlightening webinar.
Thank you.